If you know, baby, now you If you know, baby, now you where I put
Hey fam, welcome back to our channel. I'm your host Elomo on a film about relationships, growth, lifestyle. And today is the final episode of the series, The One. As usual, I have another couple here with me. They're going to introduce themselves.
Hello viewers, my name is Namatas, and on my right is my lovely wife to be.
So they're going to be sharing their own journey with us. Like usual, as the culture, we're going to start from the genesis of their love so that we can flow with them. Okay? So the first thing we're going to ask you guys is, how did you guys meet?
I think you should answer that one, right?
Very long story.
We like long stories.
I hope you have all the time in the world.
They sure do.
Oh, okay. So we met at an audition, actually a gospel minister's audition, where I was auditioning to be part of their team, and fortunately for me, I did not just go there to seek God, but I also went there to have an encounter, but I didn't know the package was going to be bigger than that actually. So he was the MC of that program, of the audition, and after everything took place, all the members, all those that had to participate in auditions, after they had enrolled, and by evening we had a little worship concert. We're still there, just enjoying the presence of God and all of that. This Mr. Man walked up to me.
Wait. Can I pause a little?
Why are you pausing?
You want to accelerate this thing. See,
Okay.
this is our moment of glory, so the viewers need to feel it. Alright? Now, I was the MC of the program. We were calling out those to be auditioned. She was part of them, and she wanted to become part of a group or a forum, which I was really part of. So when I called her up, I've been calling others, but when she came up, her name, first of all, was the first criteria for the way, that is, for me, it is picking her out or singling her out. You get it? When I saw her name, Miss Sorry, I said, wow, this is a lady from my place because I'm from Oracle. So when I see an Oracle name, I can easily recognize one. So I said, wow, this is a lady from my place. Let me see what she can do. Fortunately and wonderfully, she performed so well. She sang to the amazement of the crowd. Everyone was flabbergasted. Everyone was so thrilled. Myself, my hands were on my head. I said, wow. Actually began to sing. And then I just said to myself there and there, I must see more of what I'm seeing right now. So that was what now got me to trying to reach out to her and knowing more of her and getting close and getting closer.
Alright, thank you. So the next question we're going to have is of Misery. It's for Misery. So what was your first impression of him when you first saw him?
I'm going to be very honest with you, and that's because I've already told him about it. And he knows. The first time I saw him, I could discern that he was a very proud person. And in my mind, I was like, who does he think he is? How dare he just flaunt himself around and walking majestically up and down as though the whole world evolves around him. I was so angry. Seriously, it became a personal problem to me, and I was like, I must know this guy with this attitude. I mean, though I admired him, I admired the way he talked that night, and I was very, very I was very angry about
It's
the
just a problem of self-confidence. You know, there is a fine line between self-confidence
I
and
knew you
pride.
would say that.
People who are not well educated and who are not well, informed about
Excuse you.
the subject matter will always misquote or misinterpret what they see. Self-confidence and pride are very close, but they are never the same. I was just being self-confident that night.
Okay, so now we're going to ask the person who popped the question, right? So want to know, what was it for you that actually made you know that, okay, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Like, what did she do that actually just struck you off and you knew for that moment that this is 100 yards housewife material? What was it for you?
I have well, at that moment I never had when I saw her, there was no intention. I was just I was following what I was seeing. I wanted to know more of what I was seeing. She sang well, and she is a very spiritual person, and I love people who are concerned with matters of spirituality. You know, in our milieu, it's I want to be very, very open. It's something that is not good to say, but I must say it. That though we have many people who sing out there like gospel, very few of them are really intentional and spiritual about what they sing. But when I saw her, I was like, this one is real. I need to know this one. I need to get closer. So it was in my getting close and discovering who she was that I got so interested that I fell in love with her. That we are here today. So that was it.
Sorry, was there any point for you that you felt like, okay, yeah, it's now you're realizing like, I'm in love, I love this person, yes, I want to spend the rest of my life with, or it was just a whole process for you? Or was it something you did in particular that just made you know that, yes?
Well, like they always say, you don't judge a book from its cover. I saw him for the first time, and my very first impression was that he was a proud person. But when I got to know him, when we became close, I discovered that he was actually none of what I thought. And the more we got used to each other, the more we spent time together, the more we talked, because he's a very objective person. He's someone that will always want you to grow in whatever you're doing. So in most of our discussions, he would ask me, what is your vision? What is it that you see? What is that thing that you're peculiar about, or you're just carried away when you do? So I started talking to him about my passion for God and all of that. And I realized one thing, that he encouraged me. He pushed me into becoming whatever I am now, because I was a very, very shy person. Even the day I came for the auditions, it's just my friends that were pushing me. Actually, I never had the boldness to even hold the mic in front of 3 or 4 people. But that day I sang, and later on he had been bringing me, taking me for programs, encouraging me, reading me in the Word, and that was where my love spot started for him. I grew a soft spot in my heart for him because I discovered that he was somebody that loved God, and he was somebody that was very encouraging, pushing me, grooming me to become a very nice person. So the more I spent time with him, the more I loved him, his love for God, his passion, so many things. I just found myself in love. That's it.
And then if I should add, I told her from the moment I conceived the idea of dating her, marriage was in my agenda. I had not known her for too long, but when I felt like I should date this one, there was no objection to getting married to her.
Why was it that? Is it that you were waiting for marriage, or you were anxiously looking for a bride? Why did you just know that you want to get married?
I have been into so many relationships. In fact, I should say, back in the days, I used to be serious, not to call the word, alright? Yeah, so I have
You know
I
the
have
word.
visited north, south, east, and west, and I know that it is difficult to find that person. And I know that once you see that one, you don't need another confirmation to be sure. When I saw her, I was following a program that I was about traveling out of the country to go to Canada. So immediately I saw her, it was just about 1 week for me to travel. But I told her that I have a gift for you on my way out. It was a ring I wanted to give to her. It was later when I told her that this ring was the gift I was telling you about. So I was so sure. And let me just add this other one. From the first day I saw her, today we are 2 years plus, and I can tell you the feelings are the same. If possible, I will say that the feelings are way better. Whereas in my other relationships, when I date a lady for 3 months, 4 months, and once I enter 5 months, it starts spoiled. It starts spoiled. All sour, but this is me now. This is 2 years, and I'm still so much in love. You know what I'm saying? Deep love, Chakala one. So it is something. She is still the one and will always be the one. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Committee.
Can see that again.
Okay, so we like to know, we know that guys in particular, they always have a list of how their Mrs. Right should look like, especially physically. They want you to have certain attributes, they want her to be this way, to be this way, to be this way. And we know everybody has that list, even girls have that list. So we want to know, is it a point where your partner just fitted perfectly into that list or ticked all the boxes, or it was a point of 60-40, you had to compromise? How was it for you concerning that list?
Wow, that's a very good question, because looking at this particular one, if you look at her, she's a very dark lady. Let me just start from there. She's a very dark lady, and if you ask the dealer of the past or in the past, he will tell you, if my wife is not fair, there's no marriage. So that was the first controversy I found myself in. I was falling in love with someone that was not in my list. Her quality as a dark person was not in my list. That's the first thing. But looking at the things that matched according to my list, first of all, she is God-fearing. That was the first criteria. I grew up in a Christian milieu where I can easily discern which one is good and which one is not, which one is serious and which one is not. So I had seen so many, and to be very candid, I'm not painting the Christian world dark. There are many people who are doing it well, but to find a woman who is serving God rightly and so focused and so determined to make it is difficult. It's very difficult. In this world that we live in, there are too many temptations that will cause one to compromise. So having someone that has a good spiritual background was my focus, because I know that if you have a woman that has a good spiritual background, your home is secured, your children will be secured, your families will not give you headache. I'm talking about high in-laws, and even your friends, you'll be respected, your home will be very, very stable. So she had that quality which I could not see and ignore. Now we have, man, she's beautiful, pure beauty. So that one too was, and then she sings. I am a singer, and I told God, my wife must be a singer. When I was much younger, I was given the prophecy that my ministry will not be complete until I meet that one, and this is the one. Yeah. So when she came in, I saw the ministry of singing. I saw her beauty. I saw her fear for God. So all of this gave me that intuition that this one will die here.
Okay.
Yeah,
so Mr. How was it for you? Did he tick all the boxes on your list?
Well, he did actually more than what I expected, because I was hoping and expecting a very simple person, but I'm already like that. So I just assumed that two of us being quiet and it wouldn't really make a good match. So he, on the contrary, is a very active person, very vibrant, and wherever he goes to, he's always spotted because of how active he is. And that's one thing that I so much love about a man. He's very dynamic, he's hardworking, he's God fearing, and then he's very responsible. So he makes sure that after playing his own part as a man, he comes in later on to find out about me, like, how are you doing? Do you need my help? And it's just so sweet to have a man like him, because
Aww.
yes, and I'll say it, I'm intentional about it. He's so involved in my activities. I don't feel left out. I don't feel abandoned. In the kitchen, he helps me out. Sometimes he makes breakfast for me. It's just wonderful to have him. So he actually he did so well with all my in fact, he scored 100% of my list.
Oh my god. Want to know, they say not everything is rosy, there are thorns, not every relationship is perfect. And they say you keep on discovering each other every day. So I want to know the process for you guys. Was there a point where you discovered a bad attitude of your partner and you felt like, oh my god, this is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? This person has this nasty attitude I cannot deal with. How did you manage to find a balance of discovering that bad attitude of your spouse and still being committed and in love in the relationship? How did you find that balance?
You first. Okay, me first. Well, I got to a point where there was this attitude of him that I discovered along the line. He's very authoritative, and he likes to monitor every little detail about what you do. Like, if you tell him A today and tomorrow you change it to B, my dear, you're into trouble, as in big time. I know women with their mouths, you will say A today and then tomorrow we just find out that it's no longer A, it's now B, and it's so irritated him to the point where I always found it difficult to like run along with it, because I felt like his authority over me was just so much. There were times when I'll feel like he's being too fatherly and I can't take it. He's taking me like a little baby, like his daughter. There were times I felt like, okay, now he's acting like a boss over me, and it's just so difficult for women who don't like to be monitored, to be checked at every point in time. You call, where are you? What are you doing? I started saying it from a negative point, but I get myself sometimes to think, and I'm like, maybe I should try and see the positive side of this. There is always a positive side in every situation. So I stopped looking from that direction. I started thinking from the end, where a father will just normally care for his child. A husband will just love the wife and want to know where she is, and he will call and text, and he was just all over me, and I saw it as a sign of love, so much love and affection for me. So I stopped seeing it as a problem, and I started rolling with it, so I was fine.
Okay, so what was this for like you?
Well, let me just underline this before I say whatever I have to say. There has never, ever been a day or a situation that made me feel like this could be the wrong choice. Yeah. I will say it again. She is the best person I have ever known. She is the best thing that has ever happened to me. So all of who she is to me clouds up everything that will make me think that she might at one time or at one point not be that person. It's true, there are things that she does that, will make me feel bad and make me think twice. But in just some seconds, I will realize that no, this thing that is happening now can never match what and who she is. So each time, it's true, she gets me annoyed. Like seriously, there are moments when I feel like, why? Women have this tendency of keeping men waiting. You guys have that talent of, even if you wait 4 hours before a man, you will still come and be wasting time on some other things. And I'm someone that likes to be punctual. When I've set my goals, when I've decided to do something, I like to do it on time. There are moments when we have to go to somewhere and she's in one other place. I have to stand and be waiting for hours. Those moments are like, I should just hold her and give her some serious koboko and talks. But all of a sudden, immediately I see her when I must have waited for a very long time. As I set my eyes on her, everything melts. I could be ranting over the phone, I could be shouting over the phone, but immediately my eyes just set on her. Everything melts. And since the day, in fact, it just surprises me to see her for everything to be okay. And for sure we'll be living together forever. So I'm very sure that there's never going to be a day where I will say, you did so. I'm not sure it's never work. Never. There will never ever be any day.
Okay, thank you. We're full of love overflowing here. So before we go, we'll have one question to ask them, the last question. So you guys have found love, you guys are in love, we're wishing you guys the best. But we want you guys to give us an advice for those who are still struggling to find the one. Love heart. We know that one, that it's very difficult to find that special person. So those who are already lucky that they have found a special person, we definitely want to learn from them what they have to tell us on how their criteria they use to find the one, the advice. What do you have to tell us?
Give them.
Save us.
Let me give them what daddy told me. Well, let me say from our relationship, I've learned 2 things that I'm going to be talking about to the ladies out there listening to me. Be yourself. Number 1, be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to put up a character just because you want to impress maybe your crush. If you found someone that you really like and you're trying to make him notice you, just be you. It starts by being you, all natural. Just do what you have to do, but make sure that you please yourself first. Make sure that you make yourself happy first before any other thing. And the second thing is be objective, but don't be carried away. Don't be desperate, because when you're desperate, you're going to find the wrong person, because you're just going to throw yourself at any option that you see. So do not be desperate when you're looking for the one, in quotes. Do not be eager, just be you and be patient. I think that's it.
Okay, so what do you have?
Alright, of course I always have something to say. Okay, so being with this lady, Missouri, has been a whole lot of adventure, a whole lot of experience. I have also learned from. I thank God for the experience first, because it has made me who I am today. Let me bust the bubbles of most of those the viewers that she accepted my ring. She accepted to marry me when I had no job. In fact, I was a broke guy. I was very, very broke.
Fine boy, no money.
I was very, very broke. It was difficult for me to have, that is 500 francs of my own There were moments when I would walk her to her house after having a baby somewhere. I walk her, if you know where she stays, in one hilly place like that.
It was love. Trekking was love.
I had to trek and leave her 11 a.m. at times, 11 p.m. at times, 12 at night. I would see her off and then I would come back now on my own and trek kilometers, so it's not like a nearby distance. But in all of that, she was not moved. She never looked at what I was. She looked at what I carried. Women, if you want to know who a man is and you want to be sure of who that man is, don't look at what is in his hands. Look at what is in his heart and what he carries. Then you can now decide if you want to spend the rest of your life with that person, if you want to love that person, or if you are not gonna do it. She saw me and loved me and decided to be with me when others saw me and they did not see anything. She did not see anything. She saw everything that nobody saw. And today we are here. I'm not being proud, but by the grace of God, I have a job. Today, the story has changed. And I will not lie to you, she has been the driving force. Because I told God, Father, this woman has believed in me. She has given her life. She has entrusted me with her life. If you don't provide for me to defend her, what am I going to do? Or how is it going to be? So just because of her, I will tell God, Father, bless me just because of her. Let me make her happy for making me to be so strong. I used to lack confidence in myself. I used to be I used to have low self-esteem. Thank you. But because of her, I knew I had value. I knew I could also offer something. My ministry came to a limelight. I'm a singer. When I say my ministry, I don't have a church. My ministry as a singer came to a limelight because of her presence in my life. So she believed in the package. She did not look at the cover, she looked at the content. I'm talking to the ladies and to the men out there. If you ever want to know who the one is, look at purpose. If you know who you want to be and what you are called to be, when the woman that is meant for you comes, you will know. Because she will come and fit in. How do you know a woman that fits in? A woman that comes and supports the vision you carry is number one. A woman that humbly serves under what you carry without complaining is the one. A woman that will not put you under any pressure for anything. She has never, in all our years of being together, she never asked me for something I could not provide. I never had 100 francs. She never asked me for 100 francs. Today, she can ask me 10,000 because she knows I can provide.
And I always ask, trust me.
But she tries to make sure that some balance is being observed. So you, that man that is out there with so many ladies around you and you are wondering which one is, a woman that is proud, a woman that is not submissive will never be your choice. A woman that fits in your purpose is that woman. So look out. A woman that loves you unconditionally, who respects your family and respects your background, is that woman. Mind you, it's not that easy. It is very difficult to find such. So if you have not found it yet, or if you have not found her yet, keep looking. You are going to find it. If I could find mine, you too can find yours.
Why not you? Lucas,
The Lucas. So that's just it.
Alright, thank you. Thank you if you watched till this point, till this end. Was super grateful. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed on your way out. Make sure you like, share, and all that good stuff. Now, the last thing they have to do for us, they have to do us something nice before we end our cameras. Please, this is what we do. Let me leave the screen for them.
If you know, baby, now you. If you know, baby, now you. Even though baby na you, where I for day. Even though baby na you,
Na you,
na you,
na you,
na you. Even though baby na you, oh, oh. Say even though baby na you, oh, oh, my baby, oh. Say where